is going to look towards the tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees, he's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level 50.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
N0tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Creeps. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in the team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the agony. So. As Thompson, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those blink calls as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, I've Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's going to get FY, there with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson is running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from N0tail's coming in towards the shrine, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in the series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Senton creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The blood bright silence connects. He's got the Manta back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. X-Nova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not gonna have vision over here. But no, X-Nova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wards that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back it. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. He's ready to push in, look for the stun on N0tail to hold back the Chen. As the mid-racks are exposed, PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of racks. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're gonna keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson, he will blink dodge it, but another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY, there's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything, it isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Arme. The triple buybacks now out as Ana in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the 3 of them, knocks them back, but Ana gets focused. Seb, he's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson, blinks in with the cold snap. The PLR is on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG, they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already going, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close the Brew is at 25. I mean,
So close.
With that primal split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball, he turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail, FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for LGD. 75 seconds without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I get the head for this team fight. The LGD are goal, but no blood take up to 60 seconds. This could be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. Grabs, they give him the tome. He needed like 5 experience and they gave him the tome just to make sure that he gets it anyway. Just playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They'll back away.
They can't they fought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T3s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No-Tail's praying for a Roche right now so they can get that refresher, but it's not going to be up. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
At least they got a good amount of economy off that, right? It was up to a 15k gold advantage, and they chunked it down to 7. Same thing with experience. So they did get quite a lot out of that one, but they ideally wanted to get at least one of those sets of racks to get some momentum pushing in with those 3 buybacks used.
Absolutely, it is this really scary moment of the game now for OG. We're about 5-6 minutes still without those buybacks available. If PSG LGD can find that one team fight, it could be the team fight to win TI in this window of time that they now have presented to themselves.
Ana's gone full in for that butterfly too. As they pick up also an Aeon disc on Jeremy, so protected in O. DD did spawn, however, was killed.
It's also pretty scary for Maybe right now. He only has a 5-second BKB, and he does a lot of damage and will get wrecked by the X-Blade Mail Call if he finds it, especially with his BKB now. There's not that many ways to stop him.
So it's all about FY and Chalice, right? Just either saving or just getting into the midst of the fights and not allowing OG to get the picks.
And the smoke, it's going to be dispelled.
Let's get dispelled.
He's in the trees, they're on the high ground, they've got the vision with the Shivas covered, Anna's on his way over. They've got the snowball down, there's the Catapult, Seb jumps in, he's able to find the call onto Chalice, but Chalice already got the BKB out. The Sunstride's going to be down onto FY, but FY will survive. Seb posts the BKB, he'll try and stand his ground, but Seb, he's going to go down. No buyback on the axe. As Jerax as well, surrounded by PSG LGD. The Eon disc will proc, but they'll fight through it.
He has to buy back immediately.
Look at these creep track by these 4 spirits. On the bottom rune, they have no creeps in the mid lane.
Sienna still holding on to that buyback on Jerax. But as Ben said, the creeps aren't here.
It's backdoor. Can they breach through it? It's not looking like it right now. Maybe everyone hitting the same one.
That creep cutting isn't enough to hold OG in the game.
You see No-Tail's already running to just, he doesn't care. He's going to throw his life for this. So he needs to just keep these creeps out of the base to keep that back door up. He doesn't care if he dies.
Which he certainly will. As they get upon him, they find his life. 1 minute now without No-Tail and without Seb. Thompson, Anna, and Jerax. The only 3 heroes that can offer their defense during this final minute, this final stand.
Jerax is really trying to hold on to his buyback.
As Chalice split of course up once again. They're finishing off this second set of racks. He's got the Cyclone holding Anna up in the skies. As this rack's on the top lane will fall, the melee rack's gone. PSG LGD playing this carefully. As they'll go down towards the bottom as well. Arme, doppelgangers, he's losing a fair bit of mana into the PL. Still able to shift back into that Morphling if needs be. As OG, they will lose that top racks, but they won't lose the game. PSG LGD are playing it safe. They know how close they are to victory, and they will not throw it away.
And they know that the Roche is probably respawning pretty soon, and it actually is up, so that is that refresher shard. They already have pretty much infinite primal splits up anyway, but they feel very confident here.
They weren't able to deward that ward in the mid lane, so it looks like they are going for a Roche fake out.
Check Anna, he's on top of X-Nova. The Ghost Step's going to get the set. He's in, the call, the MP, the catapult, and FY's in. He's able to get the save off in time to keep this man alive. But Chalice is down, buyback from X-Nova and Chalice. FY with the Invis, Somnus looking to get involved. Post the BKB to get over the ice roll. They get on top of Seb. Seb's in trouble. Seb's gone. The axe down once again for 90 seconds. As now FY giving them the vision, but they see him. Got the doppelganger to jump away from the snowball. The snowball over to Thompson. The self-fuels. FI trying to buy time for the rest of LGD to come in. Again, up into the air. Arme straight on top of Notel. FI will fall. Arme looking towards Notel. Notel puts the hand and got, but Notel beat it down by Arme and Son. There's Chalice. Gets the private split off Azana. He's been left behind it, Thompson. He's got to do something incredible in terms of the combo. Can he find the angle? Jarrett coming in, keeping Anna alive. Anna with a doppelganger. The deafening blast comes out onto the two of them.
Alliances turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Alliances turn to ban. Radiant team ban.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL One Birmingham, where we have Alliance taking on Cyber Legacy in our second series of the day. Another best of three ahead of you, so you better get yourselves prepared and ready for some kick-ass action. My name is T-Panda. I'm joined by Kips as my co-caster.
Alliances turn to ban.
Are you ready for this series? We just saw one heck of a best of three, and I'm sure this one will not disappoint either.
Radiant team ban.
Oh yes, oh yes. Well, we have, yeah.
Alliances turn to ban.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
One thing is for sure, both of these teams dragged their first games yesterday into the third map, and Cyber Legacy took down Windstrike 2-1, and Alliance lost to NIP 2-1, so that means that if Alliance can take a victory here, they will open up their series points. They've taken only one individual map. Cyber Legacy coming in with a victory against their fellow CIS friends. Now let's see if EU or CIS will be the stronger counterpart in this specific best of three series. We got Co-op, DK, and Nature's Prophet banned by Cyber Legacy, and also the Enchantress. Alliance taking away the Ember and the Lycan, so very strong heroes to go on with their carry picks, and we see some supporty-ish type of picks. We've got the Shaker for Cyber Legacy, the Phoenix, and the DP for Alliance.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Oracle.
Well, there's a lot of magical from the Phoenix. So if you consider in terms of the Phoenix being a core position, dealing out heavy magical damage early on, Oracle has something to say about that. Cyber Legacy doesn't really have an answer towards the egg, though, up till now. But they have some control around the Death Prophet. Now they just need the damage.
Alliances turn to ban.
There's also the hero that you do not favor a lot in the mid lane being seen that often, which is the Ursa. Could also be something that Alliance could potentially even block pick here, and as they get their third pick, they could just go for the Ursa themselves. It's really good against the Shaker and the Oracle.
5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick.
Yep, so you build a Diffusal Blade and drums. Oh, Morana's banned, so they will take at least one certain, well, direct capture to the Phoenix Egg at least. Alliance's third pick.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 minutes for Alliance. There's plenty of time to discover their options. Could go for a support pick here, save the core for later. I still kind of feel like I like or would like to see that Ursa pick coming in. Like, I know that Nico Baby could easily run it, but there's still plenty of other options they can go for, and I think Ursa could also be something that Cyber Legacy could think about, but I'm not going to get too stuck with one hero because, you know, the popularity isn't there. It doesn't really serve the Ursa right now.
Radiant team pick.
Le Vengeful Spirit. All right. Save for the DP with the swap. Got a guaranteed stun. Or a presence, guaranteed stun.
Alliance's turn to pick.
Beastmaster.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yep, with the Beastmaster pick, you know, that aura is all about the Beastmaster. You got yourself a single target lockdown, but you also have the attack speed. It really, really rips up later on in the game as well. Like, we're talking about mid-game. If the Beastmaster can rack up early levels as well, you can really benefit with someone who has a bit less attack speed, and you don't really need to worry about that Phoenix Egg that much at that point. So you got the vision game, and you also have an aura carrier. So I think that was exactly what Cyber Legacy wanted, was at least one guy with auras to benefit the team, and in this case, physical damage. DP's gonna need to build a lot of armor around that though. Well, I'm a huge Enigma fan, but Enigma's definitely not the best in every scenario, so I guess in terms of comparing those two, I would pick Beastmaster.
Alliance's turn to ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Every meal that you can possibly think about. But then again, if LC decides to duel the Luna, Oracle will just save the Luna and no dual damage will be given this game. So yeah, it really comes down to the LC picking up the proper targets.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I know, it's so tempting, isn't it?
Radiant team pick.
Yeah. So are we talking about Ursulina here?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you need to get some team fight answers for Cyber Legacy against Alliance. It's true. I don't know, they have protective heroes. What if they went sniper?
Alliance's turn to pick.
The sack.
Mm-hmm. If it wasn't banned. Yeah. Aww.
Hero.
Nope, there's the shaker, so. Alright. Alright, well, Kips, which team has it in the book, according to the draft?
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I was waiting for that, man. I didn't want to say anything. I just wanted to listen all the way to the end, but the classic Kips. Viewers, if you don't know about Kips, it's always ease of execution is the key. The simpler your team fight, the less moving pieces, the more easier it is to execute. But it is also not depending on so many different things happening to pull off the miraculous wombo combo. The ease of execution trademark Kips. It's going for Alliance. I think I'm also kind of jumping the Alliance hype train here, but then again, Cyber with this pusher lineup, I have no doubt if they can like pull off the first 15 minutes into their favor, the game can easily be over at like 20 minutes. It's just down to how those lanes roll out, which team gets the control over the map overall, how much can they punish the Morphling? Is Liquipedia going to have a free Morphling game? And of course, the DP ultis early on. When are you fighting with your ulti? You're not fighting when your ulti is on cooldown. Let's see what's going to happen here. Cyber Legacy on the Radiant and Alliance on the Dire.
Prepare for battle.
Tips. What has FNG done to deserve this?
I feel better already. I'll take that.
Spicy. Are we getting some drama here? Let's go. Yeah. Sorry, Drew. Let's see what we have with the mid lane matchup here with Pikachu going up against Limp. I remember casting the Pikachu for like the first time was probably like 1.5 years ago, or maybe a bit over that. And he always seemed to me like he's a growing player, continues to improve and improve. And now that they're finally getting the stage, like he's always been there, but never quite gotten all the way. It's like left so much promise. And I feel like Pikachu is a really carrying force for Cyber Legacy as well. He can do amazing things from the mid lane and outside the mid lane. got Happy Gerard, Timos for bottom, Luna, Oracle very expected with the Phoenix, and LC, which is Hansken and S4. They can get some early harass going on in this lane. Maybe even try and punish or push out the Luna as much as they can. What can you tell us about Palantimos Luna?
Dire's courier has been killed.
Well, Big Num finds FNG's courier. He's already moving behind, just throwing these fissures like the usual roaming shaker does. Get those good fissures out. Either do block movements, allow the person benefiting from the fissure to get extra right clicks in, especially if you have a range hero, especially in mid lane matchups, for example, where you can just dish out damage behind the wall and pull off some good moves. And also, like, even if your shaker was level 1 like 5 minutes in, if you always get those fissures to land for your teammate to benefit from them, you're still paying off a lot for your team. You can catch up with levels really fast anyway. If you get your team rolling, you can take a lane which nobody else is farming and everyone else is just making space or whatever. You can, or you just get XP from kills too. Yep, Happy Gerard and Hansken trading hits. Palantimos has the wave all the way at the back though, so it'll be safe farming for him. S4 9 last hits as well as the Luna 8. And going on S4 again. Decent beam, bit of harass here and there. Once Oracle hits level 3, that nuke becomes so scary because Oracle's level 3 nuke is like one of the highest damage outputs at the game at that point on any hero. Yeah. Yeah, usually you just get that 2 times for the Purifying Flames, then pop a Q and instantly follow up with another Purifying Flames, and you should deal like 70% of someone's HP pool at that point. And the amount of healing that they get from that is like, what, 30, 40 healing, and the damage that you take, just hundreds.
Good.
I used to play Oracle quite a lot, especially when his mana costs were so much lower, especially when his Q was at level 1, was like 75 mana or something, so your full combo would cost like 150 to cast 2 spells. Not really an abuser. I never actually started grinding MMR with it when I probably should have, but the one that I loved to abuse more was the Pos 5 Abaddon and just run at people by just throwing those fucking Qs. Like, those were just like so annoying, but they're just spamming it and then they're getting denies. Get your more regen, go back to lane, just harass more. It's just so heavy to go against. Yep. Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I know, old habits, old habits. They never die fast. And as you said, 0-0, 4 minutes played. First bounty runes, well, the second bounty runes technically, spawning in 30 seconds. Happy Gerara just removes all of those debuffs the Phoenix has thrown on him with his Q. Hansken feels like he's taking the majority of the damage here in S4, picking up a nice amount of CS. Limp and Pikachu both sitting on low HP. Regen on DP, so he's definitely going to force Pikachu out of lane almost all the way back home. Happy Gerard picks up the first blood here against the Phoenix with the help of Bignum. And that's your 5-minute bouncy rune stolen. Yes. S4 rooted in place. Palantimos, 3 more seconds for a loosened beam, but no need to use it here. Run back to safety. Limp, meanwhile, as he forced Pikachu to go all the way back home, getting almost 500 damage dealt to this mid tier 1 tower. Now Bignum behind him, fissure block, and now he's going to body block as well, the entrance away, but Limp's just going to walk nimbly right past him and just ignore that the Shaker ever was here. Doesn't really get taken much damage from Pikachu as well, even though he did TP in for a little attempt on a kill. Maybe just heavy harassed, but just, you know, not really caring about it. Yeah, drive by fissure indeed. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree on that. There's a point to it. Well, they're still trying to move around onto Limp. They've definitely scouted out Bignum. There's an Ops Ward placed in the mid lane that's been showing the Shaker position all this time. So Bignum having a rough time here with this Shaker roaming. He did get that 1 kill on bottom. He TP'd in, make sure that the Phoenix would die. But after that, you know, he's not really accomplishing anything here. And FNG is ready to intervene. Now he finds Bignum. Or Bignum finds FNG. Exactly. Who finds who? Is it hide or seek, or is this something else? S4 in trouble. And there we go. There's the burst coming in from the Oracle. With the help of Palantimos, they just blow up S4. Luna's not taking any damage so far from because the Oracle did drop his W on him, so he will TP out back to safety. Limp and Hansken not really credited a kill here. S4 is also level 5. He should get that level 6 as soon as possible. Now mid lane, however, FNG will be taken down under the tower by Pikachu. And this is the power that he can definitely give in as they see those movements happening in the bot lane. Limp with his ulti up and running. Like, I'm gonna punish someone here in mid. Oh, look, it's a free FNG. And all those tips they gave in the early game, they paid off.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower, Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, Nico! Oh, that was too close to comfort. That was way too close to comfort. With the fissure and the Oracle burst coming in, Nico Baby had like, what, 30 HP at that point? Barely got off his morph.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Ghostek 57 last hits, and he's leading the net worth as well. Leshrac right behind him. Pikachu and Ghostek taking the lead. There's more from right behind with a couple hundred. Same thing with the Death Prophet and Gambit. Oh, sorry, Alliance. Messed up with FNG's title there. Alliance now moving behind this tier 1 tower. Looking for an answer here against Cyber Legacy. We're just pressuring this mid, and here comes the Leshrac damage output. Either they try for a sneak and deny, but they're so Bignum waiting for the fissure. But he won't throw it down. They'll take the tower, and they'll back away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh boy.
Dire's courier has been killed. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's a roar in the back. FNG will fall.
Radiant's
Second kill. Oh. Well, he will definitely just sacrifice for that. That's the roar used as well, so that will be put on cooldown. Limp keeping up the pressure in mid. And at the same time, Nico Baby and Hansken, okay, they find themselves a relief kill onto Bignum. That is your mid tower gone.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, objective-based gaming, of course.
Dire's top tower
That's the thing you need to think about. Exactly. Well, you said it. There's a DD rune on DP. Is there any items actually for the Death Prophet? Looked like she's built up anything just quite yet. Isn't that the basic build if you're playing Shadow and you get destroyed in lane? You just buy 7 clarities in jungle?
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
Noob's played 6 kills only on the board. So we're sitting at a half a kill per minute pace. Very silent game? Is that a term you could use here? Farm fest?
What? What?
Yep. Only a couple hundred away from Necro 3s as well. I think that could be the opening timer here for Cyber Legacy to start pushing up even more, start taking map control. Especially once you have those Necro 3s means that you're going to destroy the enemy's vision and just take over their jungle if you feel like that. So Cyber Legacy can easily just take over the entire top side of the map. So you see, like, this entire area is theirs once that Necro 3 is ready. It's already being constantly contested. The shotgun. Yeah, and that's the thing with the shotgun. It needs to pay off once he builds it right away, because if it doesn't, your enemy knows that you are not as strong as you thought you were with that, and they get a lot of confidence the moment you reveal it and you don't get kills with it. Mental damage. I mean, it's gonna be stuck in my head. I think I've got mental damage at this point, and we gotta pause and a disconnect by Pikachu. Well, very easy pace to the game here. We've got about 3,000 gold ahead for Cyber Legacy. XP, however, going in favor of Alliance. Same amount of digits. Mm-hmm. Yeah. FNG. He's been spotted. Happy Gerard actually walks the other way. He's already prepared to walk on the high ground with his abilities used. Nobody found though, however, so I think FNG saw Happy Gerard, but he did not see FNG. Then again, that happens sometimes. But what we were talking about, the Death Prophet's items, like, she's not going for another Null Talisman, but instead trying to time the Yules as fast as possible, probably because of the information given from Cyber Legacy that there's a Nectar 3 ahead that we need to worry about. There's a Lesh already who also has Yules. Like, we're gonna need some items of our own. We can't just build stats, we need something active to enable our team fight. Otherwise, they're just gonna run at us, and what can we do? Just soak hits and try and throw spells at them? Ghost X. Oh, there's a haste. Limp will take it. The roar will come out, but that haste is already picked up. There's the Echo Slam coming in from Birmingham as well with the big dagger. And Limp is actually getting purged, so he might live through that. FNG, however, getting isolated in the other direction. Alliance will lose their first hero. Now, Nico Baby coming into Pikachu. He does not have his E-Blade ready yet, so they'll just have to sack the Venge. Yes. They were not ready for that fight, so they had the opportunity to disengage and they just went away. Smart choice here from Alliance. And 15-minute bounties will spawn. Hanskin just gets the bounty rune in front of the Alpha Wolf, trying to deny it. Welcome to ESL One. There we go. Some access. Got 15 seconds for the Beastmaster Roar. Backup is coming. Big Pikachu all coming in. S4 is here. FNG sitting at 500 HP. The Hawk will scout all of them. They're prepared for this. Yep. Nothing to go at. Yeah, it's a big question, and they just can't go for it, so they decide to stick in the area and look around. Now FNG going ahead. Well, I guess that's free gold, but it's also your hero down.
Is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But it's still gold.
Is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
Gone.
is under
Exactly.
attack.
Well, yep, that just happened. Valentimos with Pikachu and Jirara could get the opening here to pressure this top tower, while Alliance, they're getting TPs on behind them. They're actually, no, that's the vengeful space of FNG is coming back. 3 heroes bottom, 3 heroes top. Who's gonna do tower first? It looks like Cyber Legacy will get the objective before they do.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Aye, yeah.
Dire's top tower.
Limp moving on some very dangerous waters here, but he does have some backup. Hanskin's TPing home because right now Pikachu is forcing the high ground on Alliance. And almost 1,000 damage. Here comes the E-Blade, almost enough for the Leshrac, and he still needs one more hit to finish the job. That should do it. They take it. The silence onto Happy Jirara as well. S4, no blink. They want to get the duel for him, but Nico Baby says we take this kill and we go onward.
That's cold, Nico. S4 could really use
Is under
damage.
But I don't think he's able to catch them. It would have been a very long chase. Then again, they could have done it just for the sake of the dual damage. Kills.
I would have liked to see that, but mostly just heroes getting run down, knowing that they're dead, knowing that that dual damage. You gotta keep running, man. You gotta keep running. Tragedy.
Now, Alliance, they've got some vision placed down in the top area. They have that mid-obs ward placed right next to the neutral camp, but they don't actually see all the way to the bounty rune. Then again, looks like they're confident to go in. S4
A couple of
getting
really
bottled
big
up.
tanks coming.
I think
smoke right
S4 thinks that they're here, but they're not. They're going the other way around. And FNG, if he tanks this, yeah, he actually pops a smoke, and they've got the ward. They've got the ward. They see it. They see everything that's happening right now. And now FNG goes for the swap, find Happy Jirara. And while some Necro units, my camera goes weird for a second, but we're still back in the fight. S4 trying to make his way out. There's a TP coming in. The Echo Slam from Big Num, and Limp is gone. And now comes the Morphling. Nico Baby's getting control of the fight. He just gets exploded right away. There's the Phoenix Egg. It's not going to do anything. It's going to explode. We've got an ultra kill for Valentimos. Make it a rampage. There we have it. our first rampage of the day. 19 minutes in for Palantimos on the Luna, straight towards the Roshan pit. And Alliance couldn't have taken a harder hit than that.
And this is right before Cyber Legacy was actually about to get drafted. I was saying, alright, I expect them to go to Blink Dagger on Beastmaster, but Alliance engage onto them in the river. They think have benefit of that ward up there, but no such thing when you're playing into Beastmaster Vision. That was perfectly able.
It was beautiful to watch, and Nico Baby was desperate for that fight there, but he doesn't have the tankiness that he requires for these team fights. He tried to go in, he waveformed in the middle right after the Echo Slam was used and tried to get a good nuke, but it just left him so short, because then again, Happy Jirara, if he just gets that W off, that means that the Morphling is doing 0 damage with his entire combo. If that happens again, that is like Alliance just lose their weapon in this sense, and that's the surprise advantage of the Morphling just showing up out of nowhere and blowing someone up. Limp still has the DP ulti, and Cyber Legacy, well, they're not moving in just quite yet. They have a lot of backup coming in. Pikachu, he sees Limp. The Hawk gives them vision. S4 is under it. Nico Baby's under it. Pikachu baiting in the lane. Now they're moving towards top, and you can see it. Palantimos forcing the high ground once again. Limp and Hanskin force the TP home. And Cyber Legacy are playing this really well.
This is where you can really start to build. Drag them to top. New up Pikachu with the Aegis, playing more alone. There's time for the backup to come in. Even if you guys now start wailing away at the tower. He's got the diabolic. Dead.
Now an instant TP bot. They're trying to find FNG, but he does hide into the trees, so Pikachu can't quite catch up to him. Now Alliance is actually moving up behind him. Nico Baby wants to kill some creeps. Actually takes 0 damage from the melee Necro creep as he killed it during the waveform. Smart thing to know.
Calculation. Otherwise you'll end up very embarrassed.
Yeah. Yes. 0 minus 0 is -1, right? 21 minutes played. It's 11 to 5. I'm trying to change the topic. 6K. 6K advantage here for Cyber Legacy in terms of net worth, and XP also 4K ahead for them. And Alliance, well, they have their timings. They're smoked up as well. Let's see if they can pull something off here. All of their ultimates are ready, but they're not finding anyone. Now they just wait.
This is honestly too. Waves out like that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep.
Dire's structures are falling.
Meanwhile, Pikachu's like, free tower. Well, almost free tower. He forces the glyph at least. Alliance is still sitting in this Radiant top side jungle waiting for someone to appear. It's gonna go straight on his back door.
They can actually farm here as opposed to where what's happening right now. This cross map smoke of Cyber Legacy.
Hanskin. Oh, well, they'll use a roar on him. He will not escape. We'll find the Phoenix. He's gone for 40 seconds now. Looking for more. No, Nico Baby. That TP is too dangerous to go for. He will get caught by the Eagles, but the silence coming in from BP and left track drop really low. S4 jumping onto the LC, allowing them to go into the left rack. Pikachu gets salted by the Oracle. Happy to drive saves his life, and S4 is now taken down as well. Pikachu is still staying alive with just a shred of HP, and Morphling is in trouble. Big number surrounding him. Palantimos is hitting it well, and they're just slowly crunching through this Morphling. The Leshrac will finally pop with the Aegis, and Morphling is down as well. That is a third hero gone, and DP is not joining this fight. No ulti, no nothing that they could really do there. The duel from LC ends up being a failure. They didn't even get the duel victory. I think it was just buying time to kill the Lesh, but they still had that Aegis to go up against.
At the very least to get the Aegis down now before the... It's going to make it a little bit harder for Cyber Legacy to take over the map, but yeah, at the same time, the amount of heroes that you or not even kill means you lose map control. That network. Limp is still desperately searching for that BKB. Nico Baby as well. I was thinking that maybe they'd wait for these BKBs to keep going, but they can feel the pressure mounting. They felt they had to do something.
Ghost it.
This is
He's trying to bait the Phoenix dive there with the roar, but he threw the axes instead. The animations are pretty similar, so... Out. And Ghostic still has his ulti available. Tier 3 tower is gone. It's a bit of gold in their pockets.
Yeah, what else?
Lions... Yeah.
Well, the answer is that it means that the wave doesn't bounce back on its own. It can be very inconsistent.
Yeah. Vision, yeah, vision-wise, if you can sneak up a very good ops ward somewhere around that top area, bottom lane area. If it's the mid tower you take down first, that's really not going to serve you with a big advantage. But if you take one of the side lanes and your opponent doesn't realize that you've put wards down there, or if they do, they might end up looking at the wrong places, and since sentries are now also limited, could be a thing. But now, Cyber Legacy smoked actually invis on Earthshaker instead of a smoke, but they are sitting under vision of Alliance, so they're spreading, they're scrambling, not allowing Cyber Legacy to find anyone. And now the 25 minutes, bounties spawn as well, so they will take 2 of them. S4, yes. Be able to get both. Dire scan though. Just to make sure that S4 doesn't die in the jungle.
He is also looking way too massive damage. But by the time they get to these babies, Nico Baby has one now. By now the Luna is definitely right click presence. So your survivability doesn't matter as much as when you've gotten it safe. Lions are still very rough, but at least they can fight Lions.
Yeah. Now we're trying to find S4 in the trees, but he TP'd out. Will not be sacked. 14 and 5. Cyber Legacy still holding on to a crazy good lead in these terms of net worth. What are Alliance's keys here? Morphling now has a... Can the Morphling be bigger than the Luna?
Yes, in the long term. Especially if you... bouncing blades with your... a ton of that. But... your team needs to... I think the problem here is that they don't have a way to get on top of... I was talking about the Oracle before, but...
Look at this.
Again,
They might give...
damage on top of it doesn't matter as much.
Happy Gerard is caught off guard. This could be the pick that they go for. The smokes are popping. They don't find the blink from S4. It's going to miss as well. Happy Gerard will get back to safety. That was the pickoff they needed to get this fight rolling. This smoke will be not so successful. There's a courier coming in though. And there's a Hawk revealing FNG and S4, so they know where the rest of the lineup is. The smoke will pop now, and FNG will get healed up by S4. S4 is isolated from the fight. FNG is going to get blown up. Nico B with the BKB. Big Dum doesn't land his Echo Slam, only accept onto S4. S4 now finally goes down. There's a double kill for Palatimos. Palatimos is also taking a lot of damage from Nico Baby and Limp, and they're just melting this Luna down. The Oracle ulti will come just in time, and Palatimos is able to disengage from this. The DP does get used up. He has another use of himself, so he will dodge the stun from Pikachu. Nico Baby chasing down the Ghost Stick out of the team fight. Limp is now being focused on, and Limp will go down. That means your DP ulti's gone as well. So Alliance have to get the hell out of there. Nico Baby wave forming himself away. Pikachu 8 seconds for his Yules, and he tries to turn around on Ghost Stick. He knows that he's probably dead. He gets a return kill, but he will also die. 50 seconds and he's going to respawn. So that's not a long time that Alliance have to be without their hero. But it also means that Cyber Legacy can't really go straight up for a push, and Roche is up for another 1.5 minutes.
The fact that the Luna lives there is... you can see that the team fight damage of a Death Prophet still threatened, even if they're like 10. It doesn't matter. You step in that damage.
S4? Hello?
Yes.
Did not. Pikachu will get the kill. So S4 is actually gone for 70 seconds. That's even longer than the Morph. True.
So
very true.
They were looking for a possible continuation of that fight, and instead it would have been his job.
Oh, what? What just happened? So...
Sure.
Pikachu was able to interrupt the Icarus dive as it went off for like 0.1 seconds with the Yules, and then he missed a stun.
Yes.
Dire's bottom tower
Hello?
is under attack.
You know when I said does not compute earlier? This is...
This is now...
Dota 2 is it's not a game, it's a carefully constructed set of bugs designed to
Yeah, I mean, I always said that it's not a bug, it's a feature. Now F&G getting sliced up with those axes. Another fissure stun. F&G will fall. LC is also up in 5 seconds, so S4 coming back alive means that Cyber Legacy will not stay their welcome or overstay their welcome. But hello, look who's there. It's the big old Roshi guy.
Scouted with. They know what's going on.
Still a bit far away from here when Roche is slowly falling. Can they interrupt this? 3k HP, 2k HP, 1k HP. It's gonna fall. And Alliance are late for the party. S4 still jumps onto Bignum. He makes the call. He's gonna go in. There's also Limp coming in. The BKBs are popped on Pikachu and Palantino. They've also found the Phoenix. Phoenix will be going down, and already 3 heroes down from Alliance. Nico being Limp, the 2 surviving heroes on this fight, and Cyber Legacy are just running them down. Nico Baby with another stun onto the left rack. Tries to waveform away. He manages to get to the high ground, but he will still get interrupted. They will even use the Echo Slam just to make sure that he will not escape the fight. And Alliance lose 4, they lose Roshan, and it's GG. Cyber Legacy will take game 1 against Alliance.
This is the kind of mood that we find out that I can't help but feel that Alliance shot themselves in by drafting LC.
FY, he's found himself No Tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's No Tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, there's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for No Tail as Arme comes in for the kill secure.
I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He just knows, I just need to get my ulti off, and he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
Yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage. One of the most damage in the game as an offlane.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, Ame's coming in this here.
Got to be careful who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax. He's going out on his own. He doesn't expect Arme to have this invis rune. As Arme will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing without rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, we'll find X-Nova.
Seb, and as well. Between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
He has no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He's toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed, FY, the patience, keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Alice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees. He's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level up the end.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. They are ahead here in game 4.
No-Tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Creeps. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the Aghanim. So. As Thompson, see, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on set too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those blink calls out as he's been mixing. Somnus, I have Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for Age to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's going to get FY, there with the snowball save, he's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out, Seb goes for the TP, they've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now, Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from No-Tail's coming in towards the stride, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in the series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Senton creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The blood bright silence connects. He's got the man to back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. And X-Nova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, X-Nova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wars that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back it. They may have to buy back on Ana. He seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. He's ready to push in, look for the stun on No-Tail to hold back the Chen. As the mid-racks are exposed, PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of Rack. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're going to keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson. He will blink dodge it. But another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Armin. The triple buybacks now out as Ana in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the three of them knocks them back. But Ana gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson. Blinks in with the cold snap. The PL army's on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG, they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already going, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close the Brew is at 25. I mean,
So close.
With that time of split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball, he turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail, FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for us without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I give a head for that for this team fight. The LGD are goal, but no blood take up to 60 seconds. This could be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. Grabs, they give him the tome. He needed like 5 experience and they gave him the tome that he gets it anyway. Just playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They'll back away.
They can't count. They fought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T3s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No-Tail's praying for a Rosh right now so they can get that refresher, but it's not going to be up. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
At least they got a good amount of economy off that, right?
Yep.
It was up to a 15k gold advantage, and they chunked it down to 7. Same thing with experience. So they did They did get quite a lot out of that one, but they ideally wanted to get at least one of those sets of racks to get some momentum pushing in with those 3 buybacks used.
Absolutely, it is this really scary moment of the game now for OG. We're about 5-6 minutes still without those buybacks available. If PSG LGD can find that one team fight, it could be the team fight to win TI in this window of time that they now have presented to themselves.
Ana's gone full in for that butterfly too. As they pick up also an Aeon discount Jeremy, so protected and DD did spawn, however, it was killed.
It's also pretty scary for Maybe right now. He only has a 5-second BKB, and he does a lot of damage and will get wrecked by the X-Blade Mail Call if he finds it, especially with his BKB now. There's not that many ways to stop him.
It's just all about FY and Chalice, right? Just either saving or just getting into the midst of the fights and not allowing OG to get the picks.
And the spike, it's going to be dispelled.
Let's get dispelled.
Ana, he's in the trees. They're on the high ground. They've got the vision with the Shiva's covered. Ana's on his way over. They've got the snowball down. There's the counterplay. Seb jumps in. He's able to find the call onto Chalice, but Chalice already got the BKB out. The Sunstride's going to be down onto FY, but FY will survive. Seb posts the BKB. He'll try and stand his ground, but Seb, he's going to go down. No buyback on the axe. And as Jerax as well, surrounded by PSG LGD. The Eon disc will proc, but they'll fight through it.
He has to buy back immediately.
Look at these creep track by these 4 spirits. On the bottom room, they have no creeps in the mid lane.
See Ana. Still holding on to that buyback on Jerax. But as Ben said, the creeps aren't here.
It's backdoor. Can they breach through it? It's not looking like it right now. Maybe everyone hitting the same one.
That creep cutting isn't enough to hold OG in the game.
You see No Tails already running to just, he doesn't care. He's going to throw his life for this. He needs to just keep these creeps out of the base to keep that back door up. He doesn't care if he dies.
Which he certainly will as they get upon him. They find his life. 1 minute now without No Tail and without Seb. Thompson, Ana, and Jerax. The only 3 heroes that can offer their defense during this final minute, this final stand.
Jerax is really trying to hold on to his buyback.
As Chalice split of course up once again. They're finishing off this second set of racks. He's got the Cyclone holding Ana up in the skies. As this rack's on the top lane will fall, the melee rack's gone. PSG LGD playing this carefully. As they'll go down towards the bottom as well. Arme, doppelgangers, he's losing a fair bit of mana into the PL. Still able to shift back into that Morphling if needs be. As OG, they will lose their top racks, but they won't lose the game. PSG LGD are playing it safe. They know how close they are to victory, and they will not throw it away.
And they know that the Roche is probably respawning pretty soon, and it actually is up, so that is that refresher shard. They already have pretty much infinite primal splits up anyway, but they feel very confident here.
They weren't able to deward that ward in the mid lane, so it looks like they are going for a Roche fake out.
Check Ana, he's on top of X-Nova. The Ghost Step's going to get the set. Oh, he's in. The compete, the cannon, but FY's in. He's able to get the save off in time to keep this man alive. Get Chalice up. Chalice is down. Buyback from X-Nova and Chalice. FY with the Invis, Somnus looking to get involved. Pots the BKB to get over the ice roll. They get on top of Seb. Seb's in trouble. Seb's gone. The axe down once again for 90 seconds. As now FY giving them the vision, but they see him. Got the doppelganger to jump away from the snowball over to Thompson, the self-fuels. FY trying to buy time for the rest of LGD to come in. Again, up into the air. Arme straight on top of No Tail. FY will fall. Arme looking towards No Tail. No Tail puts the hand of God, but No Tail beaten down by Arme and Somnus. Chalice gets the private split off as Ana. He's been left behind in Thompson. He's got to do something incredible in terms of the combo. Can he find the angle? Jerax coming in, keeping Ana alive. Ana with the doppelganger. The Deafening Blast comes out onto the 2 of them. Ana trying to go in, looking for the kill. Can he find it in time onto X-Nova? He's on top of him, trying to beat him down. Ana again with the doppelganger, now retreating back towards the base. As X-Nova will survive. Jerax back in, the combo. Meatball down onto Chalice, but Chalice is so tanky. Pops the Shiva's gone. He's on top of Jerax. Jerax is gone. Ana as well. Can he really fight back against the Somnus? And X-Nova is so low. As the buyback for Jerax comes in, he's healing Ana back up. That buyback could set them up for the kill on X-Nova. The cold snap down onto the charge, and they find him. Arme, he's out of mana. He's starting to shift into the strength, but he's surrounded. OG, can they find the ball? They can! OG are still in the game. Arme buys back immediately. But now it's PSG LGD's turn to be without 2 of their supports. Seb's going to be back up in 8 seconds.
Oh my god. That buyback from Jerax onto that shrine, being able to save Ana, but Ana also toying with them with that doppel. He set the illusion. They thought that was the real one. They actually couldn't finish him off, even though they got the thirst vision of him for a second.
With the level 25 talent on the doppelganger, it's
Look at this.
really hard to kill.
Seb.
Yeah.
He's looking straight for the play. Can he find Somnus? He's hunting. Somnus. He's there, Seb. He'll see him. Oh! Doesn't get the call, though, and now Seb. He'll be ruptured. They're looking at him, but Ana, he's straight in on top of Somnus. Somnus puts the BKB. Ana again with the double guard. They see Cataclysm coming out. And Somnus still alive. Ana will be able to force him away. They've got the head. They've got the control. They're on top of him. Can they kill him in time? They can. Chalice got for 2 minutes. And Seb, he's finding, looking for Ame. Big Daddy No-Tail gets the penitence out. Only onto the illusion, though. Ame able to waveform up to the high ground. As Ame should be fine here.
Thompson's got the ghost strike. He's got Hex
maybe
up soon too.
Oh, the doppelganger Ame's over the trees. Can he hide his way out of this?
He's back. Real one.
Goes for the waveform. Seb tries for the call, but he's already out of there. Nice, nice play from Ame.
And he buys so much time too for his team there. The Brewmaster was dead for 120 seconds, now only 90.
Still a big window for OG. They're only without Jerax for the same amount of time. And that lead that PSG LGD had, it is going down a little bit. Only 4K, 5K at the moment with these last few fights. Obviously the 25s now coming out on OG. Thompson's into the pit.
What a timely DD coming out for him too. I don't think they expected to be taken out as fast. He's almost able to solo it with the help of these summons. And that's a refresher shot. There's no way to get this. There's no way LGD can.
Oh, and the Seb level 25 too. That extra Berserker's Call AoE. It catches people out. They don't expect it.
It does not feel like OG Q-Rex that.
Yeah. The Berserker's Call now is, I mean, the AoE is
massive.
really massive now when you have that talent.
It's so hard to play against. Can PSG LGD do it? They've got the Basher now for Somnus. For just a 2K lead with those last big comeback plays
5 seconds
from
remaining.
OG.
Alliances turn to ban.
Still 30 seconds without Chalice.
Double Hex.
Dire team ban. Alliances turn to ban.
A few more seconds. Welcome back, ladies and gents, and it is time for Game 2 between Alliance and Cyber Legacy. Cyber Legacy taking Game 1 against Alliance. Let's see if they can prove themselves stronger than Alliance again, or will we see a second, third game happen today like we saw in our series before? My name is T-Panda, and joining me is the wonderful, the one and only Kips. It's been such a great pleasure to be here, casting for you in ESL One Birmingham 2020, casting the European and CIS group stages. We've had already a mind-racking first day, and we have so much more ahead of us.
I can't wait for the rest of the week. It's going to be... I have honestly not felt like this about casting. So, Alliance, my friends, give me all that you got. Because last game wasn't really it, was it?
Well, didn't definitely work out in their favor in a sense. I think I like their draft. We both actually favored their draft on paper, but in actual execution, the ease of execution was more on Cyber Legacy's side.
I definitely have to disagree that the draft. Cyber Legacy had one move and was going forward, and Alliance, first off, no more LC pick. Okay, you got this. That's really. Apart from that, I can definitely see him going for it again. I also think that DK might make the draft. That's a hero that I might
10 seconds remaining.
for, and
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
that's a favorite. Grimstroke is open.
Alliances turn to pick.
Yeah, Queen of Pain continues to be banned in the first phase, so that will not make an appearance today. Maybe even in a potential Game 3, but we still have this Game 2 to wrap up under first. You've got the Beastmaster banned by Alliance, which was definitely the, I could almost say fear factor for them. So maybe a little bit of a different approach now for both teams. We'll start the draft with a DK. Let's go tanky right away.
And Sierra right now is either played very stable
Dire Team
or
Alliance.
as an offlaner who can transition Shader after his towers is down, join in on the push, then with gold of those either Blink Shadowblade seem mostly favoring the blue. And you don't need any items without Blink Dagger in order to
Alliances turn to
sources of his own.
Very fast picks coming in from both sides. Shaker DP, what do you think about this opener?
For Death Prophet, I do think that Cyber Legacy here are going this game where Alliance doesn't really have a downtime on.
10
Dragon Knight's
seconds
ultimate
remaining.
has a really high uptime. It has a 60.
5 seconds remaining.
That so Death Prophet is going to have a lot more downtime than this can enable Alliance to play faster.
Dire Team.
Then again, if you have enough other damage around Prophet and Siphon Up, stay in team. So enjoyable opener, but I don't think it's like the right app.
Alliance secure the Phoenix, and Mars is still in the pool, so that could be a potential ban here for Cyber Legacy as they have one more ban to go before we start picking more heroes. If they do end up
100%
getting...
damage in him. Very good.
5 seconds remaining.
Yes, definitely. What do you also think about, like, let's not talk about heroes, let's talk about an item. An item that is so common in pubs, but less in competitive, the pipe.
Alliances turn to
Why do we not see the pipe show up more when there are a lot of magical damage dealers against you? Is it too expensive?
No, a lot of it is draft dependent actually. With these heroes that you can play, a lot of them don't actually find they're, you know. So these heroes don't really build pipe that well because of aura presence.
5 seconds.
It's my opinion that they just see that in the G game where they had no pipe builders whatsoever, suffered in their team, built it on the Centaur, but because Marana, the Blink, etc. See that you'd have gone for it anyway, though that means you have way less individual play power. So I think that's a lot of the cause for why.
Enchantress will be picked by Cyber Legacy and Alliance. We'll grab the Grimstroke, as you mentioned before, and an instant follow-up with the Luna. Like, full no-brainer pick. Let's just go for it. Like, no matter what they pick.
I like what.
Yep.
I mean, Valentino is a great tempo carry. As well, we've seen with OG play with for a while back with the
remaining.
33 was standing in for them. I think a lot of teams took notes from that and thought, hey, we can just play with one medium carry and use.
Are we going to see the Mars? It probably has to be this pick.
It would be a great pick. A lot of burst damage, first that Luna. Combination with Grimstroke.
That's also what I was thinking about, that maybe not Centaur for Alliance, which could be one of S4's more favored offlane heroes, unless he decides to play Phoenix here. But the Centaur just doesn't really work in unison with the Grimstroke. Doesn't really work that great with the DK, except for just a chain stun. But I mean, you could just pick any other type of stun. I think Centaur doesn't really provide that. I think that's why the Mars would fit so well.
On a Mars is not
Team back.
as well as that you have a ton of. But we
I forgot this hero completely. It's my fellow panda mate, the Brewmaster.
I am not the biggest fan of the Brew, and this I feel like I'm saying the exact same as I did the previous time in the draft. S4 saves a hero for 4th pick. It's a hero I don't like. Where do we go from here? So, we're just gonna do decent in the lane against Luna. He's going to be able to get up close and personal with her a lot better than Oracle Luna. But even then, this hero doesn't have that much of a presence outside of his own. Really got a fight on time. And that makes me worried. We might run into the same situation where Cyber Legacy always has this push. Brewmaster just ult for fear. He's also up against very good silence on the Death Prophet.
Alliances turn to ban.
Luna and Deep both. This alliance lineup needs to go fast. I don't think this. If he doesn't have a good mid matchup here, they might actually have to switch. Be able to out tempo.
10 seconds remaining.
I also feel the same. They set to ban the Faceless Void as well away from Alliance, so that would be one signature hero also gone from Alliance, which could have really fit in well with our lineup, because since Brewmaster is more of that singular target lockdown and also good slow overall for the team, which they have a lot of slow on Alliance's side. If they had that Void, that would have been the damage dealer with a big AoE stun. I mean, in a sense, you can count Chronosphere as a stun, and well, they're creating space and protection for Juggernaut. So that, yes, indeed, Kips, that is the tempo hero here for Alliance. But let's see how they roll out these lanes, because we still need to see Cyber Legacy's last pick.
It can still be. It's likely that they play a Death Prophet up at K here. It's not about
remaining.
Cyber Legacy could.
5 seconds remaining.
Plenty of time with Cyber Legacy on their last pick. And I think overall I like the Alliance draft, but is there any chance for a cheese here? We've seen a Klinks show up today, which didn't quite end up winning the game, but
I imagine that this is actually going to.
Oh, give it to me, Daddy. It's Enigma. Oh, yes. Now you got me hyped up. Now you got me pumped up. Let's go. I'm an Enigma spammer. I love this hero, absolutely. Let's see where they can do it. Ghostic, my bet's on you. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
That was fast.
I can't help it.
You see all that bling?
I also saw that in competitive and like pro scene overall, Enigma is in the top 5 offlaners for win percentage. I think Enigma was at 65% or something.
Rise middle. Hero with a lot of spread as well as push bind RG.
Yeah.
Such a nice to have. Both generate dark space as well as not actually showing while you.
5 seconds remaining.
That just works out to be. Those nice.
You asked me a question before about Beastmaster being the most capable offlaner.
No.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Best
Is
overall.
Enigma is not the best overall pick. Beastmaster was, yeah. But I'm gonna ask you a question. Is Enigma the best scaling hero in the entire game? Think about it for a second.
Of course I'm gonna. Best scaling, in my opinion, always in. The only thing I would be able to put up against that is scaling hero. So, Silencer, Lark, Underlord. Underlord also has percentage.
True.
I do still think it goes to Enigma, but there's. In that regard, there are a couple. That said, yeah, as a pure kind of hero, it is definitely possible for this man to tire enemies any possible. How's that?
Well, let's see. As you can see on the scoreboard, there's missing a golden bar. It means that Cyber Legacy did beat Alliance in game 1. This is game 2. And Cyber Legacy playing on the dire side, looking for their second victory and end this series here. And Alliance looking to stretch it just a bit longer. Let's see if they can pull it off with this specific draft. But I cannot get over the fact that there's an Enigma in the game. So let's see if that he will provide all the content and all the action in this game. Let's see. Obviously, it's not probably going to be all Ghost. Like, there's so many good players to watch in this series.
Don't worry, Panda. I'll watch the other.
Nice even spread out here. Got Happy Durara ghosting in Bignum around the bottom area. Could potentially contest the River Rune. I have to say that Enigma is not the best hero to do that. You'll always want to get your Eidolons first, as he has. Otherwise he's just completely useless. Maybe if you played a plus 5 Enigma, you could go for Malefice first, but just to secure like kill attempt or maybe even just steal a rune, but otherwise wouldn't be really worth it. Palantimos, will he trying to get Hansken to make a move, but he will not go for it. So it's gonna be 2 for 2 after all, or 3 for 1 actually. 3 for 1 for Alliance. Yeah, great maths, T-Panda, great maths.
Don't worry, I know you're still looking.
I'm actually looking at Limp and Pikachu once again. We saw Pikachu pulling off a pretty good mid lane last game. What about this DP versus DK matchup? Obviously, DK regenerates a lot and has a lot of sustainability, but his trading capability against the Death Prophet when levels start ticking in, obviously, range is more favored than melee. But how well is Limp going to hold out this mid lane?
About a 50, without any. He actually, both of them. Does the other. This is a very boring one, just because you're saying that the trading capabilities and problem is that needs to get free fire on it, and damage reduction does so hard to last.
It's true.
Fire on you. Tower here.
Happy Durara's getting a good amount of trading here in the top lane with the Wildwind Ripper, giving that extra armor as well, but still Hansken seems to right-click very hard on this Enchantress, who doesn't have the greatest health pool. Getting a good trade here onto Hansken on both S4. Some space for Palantimos here.
Again, this
Bottom,
is a very
yeah.
fragile language. But this new already has again his very fire out. It's a new power.
Forced to use his salve at least. FNG kind of blasted some Eidolons, not quite pulling it off. Get one here. Denied. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do, is you just want to make sure that all of those Dolans get denied. And great fissure coming in from Bignum. Actually manages to dodge FNG stun with the help of the Malefice from the Enigma. And Bignum spots a courier. Look at that. Straight into the hands of Bignum. Sorry, Nico Baby actually was able to get the Wraith Band and the Iron Branch off of the courier, but that's about it. We'll lose a bit of gold there.
It's 100 gold straight into that. He got the.
That one I didn't see. So that's even more worth for him. He's got boots. He's got courier coming up. There's a Ring of Regen. Bit of extra regeneration for him. Enigma's got a double soul ring. Are we gonna see? Sorry, soul ring. Sage of Mass. That's the one. That's what I was thinking as well. It's something that I discussed with Celery actually a few months ago when we were talking about, like, in general. Obviously, I was talking about like Enigma gameplay and competitive and stuff. Talk to me about, if you want to like get most out of your games, is what Limp is actually not getting most out of his game. Pikachu chasing him under the tower. gets the first blood.
Oh, Venus, you are not supposed to die in this match.
No, he definitely shouldn't. But then again, Pikachu punishes him for it. But back to the topic about building the Necrobook. That allows you for that early push capability, because Helm of the Dominator is also a good item you can go for. Get that pressure onto the tower. You can also get yourself a Centaur and stuff to help you out more in team fights and stuff. It's slightly micro heavier because you're already controlling your golems as well. But if you can just bunch them up, you get a lot of tower damage dealt. But the Necrobook just enables so much more than the Helm of the Dominator. Obviously, it's a more expensive item as well to build.
Farming speed.
Farming speed. It's like a Midas and a pusher item at the same.
Definitely. Any hero that considered buying a Midas right now, they should have bought a Necro.
Yep.
Where are you going?
All right, that's 4. Happy to throw some Impetus Spears onto him. Just some casual trading happening here. I think this is somewhat of a repeat from game 1. Very chill laning stage for both teams. Taking their time. But the...
A lot better though, especially as...
Liquipedia level 3, Ghostic level 5. This is exactly what Enigmas do best here. It's just denying so much XP from their opponents and having that level advantage. But Liquipedia, in the end, if he just gets these levels racked up, Ghostic's going to be scared to stay in this lane and not go too near. He will have the Eidolons nearby to soak up hits from like the Omni Slash. Most Juggernauts just feel like the greed to spin all of the Eidolons down, get that extra gold. If you can kite that, if you can spread them out, you know, like leave them with no gold, then you can just go for it. And Pikachu, yeah, he's popping his ultimate for this mid tower. And there's a secret Big Num waiting in the trees. That Sentry will find the Ops Ward in time. But there's a stun Pikachu on the other side of it. Inkswell, Pikachu gotta be careful. He's taking the tier 2 tower. That does do a lot of damage, but there's no abilities remaining for Limp. And he is gonna regenerate through that, so he will survive. The ulti's still ticking.
He really needed to get Spirit Side attack onto Limp, get extra heal off of all of his health points. Doesn't know that. Dive cost.
Yeah, you gotta be careful for that tier 2 tower too early on, because you already talked about it being buffed a bit. It does do more damage and it does have more HP. Can't surprise. Oh, Hanskin, gotta be careful. Dive. Needs to use it now to get to safety. Hoppy Gerard just finds a courier kill for himself. Maybe even Hanskin with one Impetus Spear. Fairy Fire? No, he's not gonna live. He's gonna die to the ticks. To courier for your life. Limp has also popped his ulti. Force Pikachu under his tower. There's the Siphon. He's got another one. You want to go all the way? He's got his Creep Wave. Might be able to do it. And Grip Swarm. Nope. Saving it. Yeah, it's not going to do enough damage. He had 200 HP and it does 150. And then there's the Magic Resist. The tower almost kills his courier.
Of course, I can play. Fight for this one. This is kind of what I was expecting. No,
and Palantimos, he finally gets his back up. There's a Sunray. Nice fissure from Bignum. Instantly cancels the Sunray off of Hanskin, and S4 just getting body blocked by the tomato. And the vision given for the Impetus Spear, and Palantimos gets the kill. S4 is not happy.
He's happier than last game. That's.
I guess there's always a bright what's it called? There's always brighter shade of the rainbow or something.
Always look on the bright side of life.
That could be one. That could be one. Good old Monty Python. That.
You really don't want to die just before. He just wants to get his level 6 ability to rotating. Palantimos is pretty low here. I'm burying in it. His team better be ready for him.
Yep. Some juicy jelly picked up by Juggernaut. Takes one charge for himself. He's going to take the other one. Is he going to go for the DK? Yeah.
is under attack.
Should solve a bit of those.
Right until
Dire's structures are fortified.
rotating to that. He's taking out again because Pikachu is wailing on his mid tower with the ultimate.
Yes, he's forcing movements here once again.
Is under attack. Radiant
They can chip it down slowly, taking damage. Pikachu hiding in the trees, just letting the ghosts do all the work. It's actually very close to deny range, so Pikachu also recognizes that if he would have dropped it any lower, they would have had to force themselves under the tower. Glyph we used as well. Limp is trying to buy time. Maybe somebody's going to rotate to this. Are they going to just give this tower away? Limp trying to look for the deny here. Too early. The fissure stun. And Pikachu gets the mid tower down. 9 minutes in. Meanwhile, S4 and Hans can get the top tower.
And while ghosting.
Yes.
That is
Level
the-
8 Enigma.
Oh yes. Let's see. Either Legacy actually want to grab the Ward Station. Well, can't stay on it.
Can't. Nico Baby's used up his spin. Meanwhile, Brew ulti used in the top lane to kill off the Enchantress. S4 finds himself a bit of revenge. Take them a Ghost Stick backing away here in the top area. They want to use that black hole just to put it on cooldown. The earlier you do it, the less scarier it will be that the enemy will try and punish you for it, because you're still early levels, and if you're like sitting at level 12 to 15 on different players, then you know that if the black hole is on cooldown, you'll just run at them. But once it's up, it's always a psychological factor that the fear of the big hole is still there. That's why sometimes you see Enigmas just rotate somewhere to use the black hole, but there were no fights really in the mid lane. So, Sin lane and far, self a big boy. He is sitting at 4,540 net worth with the Death Prophet. Juggernaut's also caught up really well, 4,400 right there. I feel like all the cores are sitting in a very good, very safe position, except for the DK slightly behind. Just finished his power treads less than 11 minutes in.
He's not too bad, and great lead. You need to get
Still some moves onto FNG. Ghost Stick wants to go for this.
He already threw out on the map. He wants Soul, Spot Tower, his team. But
Yeah.
I'm just noticing that Nick and Lip aren't that far apart. It really doesn't want to. So has too much farming to do it. Anyway, just keep.
There's a smoke on the Brewmaster and Phoenix, so maybe Alliance want to pull off some moves here. Level 6 on the Phoenix, so that's the egg. And Brew ulti coming off cooldown in just 3 seconds, and they're going straight for Pikachu. Pikachu has to be careful here. His team needs to respond, or they're going to be any TPs. There's one, and that's the Enigma DP. He's still trying to get the siphons up. Brew will use his ultimate as well, just to deny DP from getting any action from it. And the Omni Slash is there. The entire Alliance lineup just crumble on top of the Death Prophet to make sure that he will fall. And S4, he's found another target. It's the Enigma. Gonna be brought down before he gets anything else except the Midnight Pulse off. Not even a point to use the black hole. They will have to give up the tower in Alliance. It's a fresh breeze in the air.
They'll get themselves some much space right now. And this is a bit of a respite that they're getting only because Russell doesn't have an early fall. Coming up in about gold does mean that tower.
Following the patterns of game 1, 7 kills in 13 minutes. Not that much action. Towers have been taken down, however, 2-4-2 on both sides. Very mirror move towers as well. Yes, definitely. That is the part that we're actually waiting for, is when do these teams actually decide to clash on each other's. Right now it feels like neither team is in a hurry anywhere. XP, get those items that you need. Play things smart. Keep your head cool.
Alliance has double blink daggers queued up. both S4 as well as Limp. They're going to go in.
Dire are scanned.
And on the side, of course, there's a
Dire scan.
Top tower is under attack.
Nico Baby has been spotted. Well, they don't exactly see him, but they know someone is farming. When do they make the move, though? It's very hard to go there. They're going to use Palantimos as a bait in lane. Meanwhile, top, S4 and Hansken looking for Bignum. Get the Cinder. They're going for him. There's two fights happening at the same time. Bignum will get away. FNG will not. Ghostic gets the kill on him. Nico Baby still farming under the tower. They're moving towards mid. They find Limp. Yules is ready, but he's just outside the casting range. And now S4 and Hansken, they turn their eyes towards the mid lane.
They can be sure that Cyber Legacy is going. Allow me to wait.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Look at Cyber Legacy. Thou shalt not fall.
Pretty much. I like that they put the sentry ward in the middle of the crystals, like very hidden spot in a sense, I guess.
Yeah, you can't. It's very hard to get in.
Enigma. There's Ghostic, this Happy Jirara, moving towards FNG. FNG's been living in this bottom lane for so long, and here comes the Alliance interruption. They find Pikachu in the jungle. DP ultimate, also the Brewmaster ulti will be thrown at the same time. DP needs to throw his Yules up in a second. Now, at the very last nick of time, and then they just all collapse on top of Pikachu, and he will not be able to run away. Nico Baby even uses his Omni Slash just in case an Enigma will fall. He will be the second casualty here. Ghostic has nowhere to run. Two heroes gone, and Cyber Legacy forced to retreat.
This is very nicely done by Alliance 612.
Dire's
I
bottom
don't know.
tower is under
Force. Can be sure that they.
Dire structures are fortified.
Palantir was nowhere near the prize of
is under attack.
but he's playing a little bit slower than.
He's coming in bot. Pikachu, there's the blink on Bignum, gets the stun onto the DK. Pikachu just a bit too far away to get the Yules, and S4's around, so is Nico Baby, so they will be bodyguarding Limp. What doesn't end up in trouble? There's a DD rune spawned at the top side of the river in the Fog of War for both teams, so I wonder if anyone wants to pick that up and force a team fight from that is the big question here. Happy Jirara might scout it. Yep, he will find the DD rune. Will he ping it for his teammates? He will take it for himself. Alright, so I don't think that's going to lead into a fight.
This is one of those get with lineups that both have abilities. You get a lot of this chess play on the map where it's not entirely sure why people are going place or what exactly they're. No easy smokes until it has already been bot wave coming to move in.
Yep. And I think they have a hunch because FNG's been there for such a long time, like always hiding in the trees in that same spot. Well, this time I think they know that something's up. Ghostic breaks some of the trees with the Midnight Pulse, but he won't be able to find FNG. He TP's away. No harm was done. Yep. They will dodge the smoke gank, though. Alliance. Blink Dagger on Limp. 400 gold for the Brewmaster to have his, so S4 is also really close to that. I'm gonna try and force a Roshan, but Happy Jirara just placed down an Ops Ward. They will see this Roshan is happening. I feel like Cyber Legacy are also just waiting their time just a bit longer until they all collapse on top of that Roshan pit. And there's the smoke. Ghostic, Happy Jirara, Bignum, Blink Daggers is ready. This can end up any way. DP ultimate, Bignum goes for the blink, goes for the Echo Slam. There comes Ghostic as well, walking towards the Roshan pit. He throws the black hole, but he only catches one in it. And there we have the Brewmaster pumping his ultimate as well. Nico Baby just throws in a crazy Omni Slash, and he's doing so much damage with it. He will also die at the same time to Pikachu. And Death Prophet is trying to scramble his way way out of the fight, but it won't happen. 2 heroes dead for Alliance, 3 gone for Cyber Legacy, and now Palantimos, he's been controlled by the Brewmaster, trying to make his way out from this, but now he's just turning around and going for the fight, and big enough. He's got an Nimbus room. He's waiting for the timing. Throws in a 2-man fissure. Throws in another enchant totem with the aftershock, but Palantimos is going to be sacked. Is he? He's still holding his ground, and he needs one more hit. He will get it. Hunskin is trying to bully in from the back end, and she has got no mana. Palantimos will be burnt down, and Big Num, he's got 6 seconds for his Blink Dagger. He's being slowly burnt by this Sunray, and here comes Limp. He just needs to throw a Blind Fissure, and he misses it, and Big Num will die.
Oh, so close. So close.
That ends up...
It's not done yet. They found Tiara.
That is death number 6. So that was 6 for 3 in favor of Alliance. Ghostic was fearing the moment that if he throws his black hole down, which can be a very good ability there, he was holding one of them, and I'm not even sure did Nico Baby still get his Omni Slash off despite the black hole going off, because it looked like he got saved by it.
It's wrong. And Nico has so much. He went Massive Madness build into the. While it leaves him fragile, it also means that his Omni Slash is absolutely devastating.
Yes. Alright, Palantimos getting dumped on. S4 is right there. Palantimos dropping to half HP. There's a Grim ultimate as well. Luna will fall. Limp, there's Ghostic right there. And Limp should be able to smack him down. Nico Baby will take the finishing blow here. Big Num TP's away. And it will take the outpost just before the 20-minute mark.
I honestly didn't expect Cyber Legacy to play up there already. I was ill-advised. You just have Eclipse only now. You don't know
Echoes.
14-7. Now we're back to a 1 kill per minute pace. That's exactly what this series deserves as well. Cyber Legacy in a very slight lead. They've been in the lead most of this game, at least in terms of net worth, but that doesn't